I got some weed. Obviously not from my boy, but from my own house. And I'm making wings, because you guys really love wings, Connor. So I'm making us wings. I already got them seasoned a good bit. You gotta let them cook for a long time. Me too, Connor. Because even if I have a few, I could still keep it where I'm not gonna gain weight. You know what I mean, as long as I only have a few, which I made like a 12 wings, but the wings I make are identical to what you would get at like a pizza shop or any store if you bought wings. I literally, because how many businesses went out of business, the food land that I live at, the dealer that used to deal the chicken wings to the restaurants no longer have that deal, so they then started just putting them on the shelves of normal store, you know what I mean, normal food land, and it's only like $6-8 for 30 of them. But they are literally, I mean, when I say identical, I mean there's nothing different besides this between restaurant wings. They're literally restaurant rings, but they're just sold on the shelves of fucking our food land, because the business that used to buy them is under business. Like, they don't have a business anymore. So now they obviously have nothing they can do with the wings, but they have obviously enough people that buy them like me that fucking makes it worth it for them to keep getting them each few months. Turkey, no. I like turkey though. Turkey is good.
If you watched It's a Wonderful Life, that film was very profound in its time and very hard to watch.
Oh, my fucking ankle, man.
Beautiful time of year where you don't want to drop an F-bomb.
My ankle, bro.
This guy wants to end his life. It's over. He doesn't see what his value in his life. This angel comes to him and shows him, George, don't you understand? If you weren't around these people, they would never made it without you. We have to look at our lives like that. One of the most profound scenes in that movie was when Jimmy Stewart, that camera, had that camera on him. He says, God, if you're out there, please help. And those were real tears. That man flew 26 missions in a Liberator over Germany in World War II. And you understand that when you're flying over in that tight formation, when one of those planes goes out, everybody has to remain quiet on their comms. Stewart lived with PTSD his entire life, and especially in that scene. I'm sure that trauma played out there, but God used it in the most beautiful way.
Bring me to the point as they did something.
Then what are we supposed to do, huh?
If you watched It's a Wonderful Life, that film was very profound in its time. And
I had no feeling in my foot to go into fucking night. I still can't even move my foot up. I destroyed the nerves in my foot. And when your nerves are destroyed, it literally kills your every muscle in your... Wherever the nerve goes to that you destroy, it literally like disintegrates the muscle that was there. And it's really bad.
That man flew 26 missions in a Liberator over Germany in World War II. And you understand that when you're flying over in that tight formation, one of those planes goes out, everybody has to remain quiet on their comms. Stewart lived with PTSD his entire life, and especially in that scene. And I'm sure that
I can't even shift my shit up. I can't pick my foot up.
Bring me to the point as they did something.
Then what are we supposed to do, huh? Because he's created a gun with no bullets. Yeah, that's the plan.
I'm just like a little boy, playing with his dick when he's nervous. That's when you scream to me.
What the hell does that even mean?
What you getting at with the book? Spit that shit out, man!
Alright, but those girls...
Why haven't I gone? Because when it comes to nerves and then destroying the muscle because the nerves are gone, the hospital can't do anything for you. The only thing they could do is chop your leg off, pretty much. If it's that bad, they'll just chop your leg off. Like, for what is wrong with me right now, if I went to the hospital, there's absolutely not one thing they could do for me. I have one of the main nerve in my ankle fucking.
And why am I in this movie? Maybe I just
got clipped, or I really don't know what happened to it, but it really just, I have no muscle or movement really in my ankle now. Like, I can barely hold my weight on it. I would kill for Gracie Rodriguez. I love her. I will always love her. And until the day I die, I would kill for her. She will always be my Juliet. But you gotta always think, Romeo is exactly supposed to be 3-4 years older than her. And me and Gracie are 2.5 years apart. 3. That! Vinny! Crystal, it was, most likely was. Stay for that! Dump it! I would never ever gamble money that I was given from people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with donos, like, I would never even think, like, yeah, let me go to a casino. Like, unless, like, I had, like, over $100,000 fucking saved up. And even then, I wouldn't even want to, like, what, maybe there's a chance I might get so addicted to it that I spend every dime. Like, that's retarded. Like, it's not worth it at all to ever gamble. Gambling is one of the dumbest things you could ever do with your money. Unless you really know what you're doing. Unless you know how to count cards, then you need to keep your ass from gambling. Especially if you're a live streamer. And that's for the people that are bigger than me, who ever think they're better than me, whatever. Not happening. No one wins slots, bro. No one ever wins slots, so yeah. That's mistake number 1. Who the fuck gambles money on slots? But slots, it doesn't matter how smart you are. You're never gonna win slots. That's period, point blank. Unless you're fucking mentally retarded, then maybe you'll think you'll win a slot. Like, it's literally a 0.1% chance you'll fucking win a jackpot. Exactly, bro. He got what he deserved. He lost his fucking money. But that makes me feel bad for everyone that donated to him. Like, if you donated to him and then he just gambled the money away, like if he just went to just wasted the money away, like $300 wasn't anything to him, that's kind of fucked up. Because to me, $300 is a lot of money. I could get my car legal for $300. I could get I could get literally pretty much my license. I could get everything with $300.
Where are you? Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
I mean, $300 though isn't that bad. If he was in Vegas, it's not that bad. If he was anywhere else, then there's no excuse. But yeah, if he was in Vegas, I mean, I could see. But my whole point is, he's been streaming for how long? And he's how old is an adult? He should. I know better. Why the fuck doesn't he know better? You know what I mean? Kansas City. Yeah. I burnt the fuck out of the roof of my mouth. Because we like things that relate to our hard life. But for me, I grew up fighting. Johnny, GTCA, I grew up fighting, so... Oh no. So I always liked things that pertain to fighting, because I was always fighting. So I always liked video games or anything with violence, because my childhood was violence. Like, say you're fighting someone, and you just did fight, you'd literally be labeled the biggest bitch ever. And then everyone would think they could take advantage of you. I've seen it happen to so many people. See, for me, I never cared if I won or lost. If you fucked with me, I was fucking hitting you as hard as I could in the face. And I've been in around 18 to 20 fights. From 12 to 17. And one-on-one, I've won every one. But when it was 2-on-2, 2-on-1, 3-on-1, I always lost. But there's been times it's been 2-on-1 where I've actually fucked up both of them. Even though they got decent hits on me, they were both still fucked up. But yeah! Yeah, he needs to just go to bed. I'm drunk, bro, but I'm not blacked out, dude. But I still hate being drunk. Drunk sucks.
Face it, you guys. We don't trust each other. We don't like each other. You can't just force things for Kenny's sake.
One of my nicknames always has been Kenny, because people always say I've died thousands of times and somehow survived, or like basically I just get so close to death that, you know what I mean, they say that, you know what I mean, like, oh, I have so many lives and I'm just like Kenny and this and that, and I don't know, and I always thought of myself like Kenny watching South Park, because he's a poor kid. He takes care of his brother and sister. Like, when his sister's being bullied, he fucking turns into Mysterion and fucks the bitch up. Like, I just love that. Like, but that's how I was as a kid. But it was a little different. Like, I made dinner, lunch, everything, wash the clothes, and we didn't have a dryer, so I had the wood burner going like perfectly, and then I would have the clothes hung up perfectly so there would be not one single wrinkle in them, and yeah. I did that for even my brother Elijah, even though my brother Elijah is a fucking asshole to me nowadays and doesn't give two fucks about me, but it just is what it is.
We trust each other and we don't like each other. You can't just force things for Kenny's sake.
Dad, you have me confused. I think Butters was a turkey little...
And just like some Kenny shit, yeah, I have a 400 horsepower car without a license.
Frantic mother. My name's Seth. Big girl.
That I built myself. Like, I had, all the parts were there.
Look, let's
My-
just face it, you guys.
My dad had the head off and really just had a head gasket problem. And I got a straight edge, made, I forget the exact tool, but, made sure the block was aligned perfect, and it was, and, yep. And I have a good head gasket, and I'm running a rate around 24 pounds of boost with stage 3 injector, stage 3 valves, valve springs, and cam. But I have a Turbonetics 70mm turbo. But the bearings are blown on them. All it needs is the bearings on it. The what's it called? Each, like, all the fan blades on the clean side are good, and on the dirty side as well. And the actual part that goes through the middle is not worn out. There's nothing wrong with it. Just needs the bearing. Because, you know what I mean? If I put it on a car right now, it wouldn't really get any horse. It would probably maybe get a little bit of horsepower, but it would just smoke so bad, and it would just fuck the blades up and fuck everything up on my car. And then one of the blade chips off and gets into my motor that doesn't even have fucking 600 miles on it. So block, transmission, head, or any of that doesn't even have 500 miles on it, nor the transmission. So. But I've also put in first gear with the setup I have now, with just at 15 pounds. First gear, you hit $3,000. The turbo's like, as soon as you hit 2,500, it's already spinning tired. And then you hit $3,000 into 4, you could literally just pull it back into second and then fucking give it quarter throttle, and it's just fucking. It instantly hits 4, you're in the third, it's spinning. You could just pull every gear, it's spinning. You could really just spin every gear off. Even with 17s on. But I really love it though. It's a turbo Dodge. So, it's identical to the Omni GLH, but the problem with the GLH is the wiring on the GLH doesn't allow it, like, that's where you run into problems. My dad actually had a GLH and a Daytona at the same time, and a fucking, what the fuck is it called? The Plymouth version, which is a Laser. And my dad had a Laser first, and he also, because Dodge bought Lamborghini, so he had all the bells and whistles, and so when he would open the door on my dad's Laser, it would go left door open, and it's an 85, 86, you know what I mean, with T3 turbo, and that car was probably right around 300 horsepower. Because it burned first, second, just in the third, barely, and it still was nasty as fuck. It had an $8,000 exhaust on it. It had a Diamondback exhaust. But it got rear-ended by a truck. But, yeah. Convertible, no. LeBaron convertible. The seats and interior, the seats, and the interior of my car, you'll never find in a Daytona, but there's probably about 5,000 worth of LeBarons that have full leather interior, and the interior I have. Maybe not 8K, Jixer. It's probably like 2K. Right around there. I would say 2K. I exaggerated way too much. It's probably 2K. A full Diamondback exhaust though is expensive as fuck. Like that's expensive. I have the exhaust for my Daytona right now. I have a 3-inch exhaust. That's worth 4K, 3K. Right now it's probably worth 5K. How things are went up, but you still have to put the hangers on yourself. But it's meant for a Daytona or because you have L body, G body, or not G body, but yeah, an L body is, I think, the LeBaron, not LeBaron, Omni. Because the Omni, the wiring is always a problem on an Omni. Like, so my dad had an Omni back in the day, and he even said, like, the reason he got rid of it was because of wiring. You could make it fast as you want, but unless you change the wiring out completely, it's trash, pretty much. It'll always have problems, and the same problems always happen. Like it won't fail. Like, you'll fix something, and that same problem with the electrically wise will fail again. You ever seen it? I also have a hand-built, TIG welded intercooler that's fucking just as big as the front fucking end, bigger. It's about this wide, this tall, and about this fucking thick with perfect welds across. And it was pressure tested at over 260 psi. And it held it overnight. So, without no line, no nothing, just, it held over 200 psi overnight. But right now, I have a Mark IV Supra, intercooler, intercooler on the front of my car right now. So if you went to a stock Mark IV Supra, it's identical to mine. My dad got it. My dad got it off a burnt Supra at a junkyard. My dad used to take me to a junkyard when I was a kid, and I remember seeing it. It actually always reminded me of Fast and Furious as a kid, but this car, looked pretty much almost identical, but it was a lot worse. Like, there was nothing inside of it, basically, besides the motor. The intercooler wasn't smoked. The front end, the very part of the front end wasn't too fucked up. And so I have the rarest interior ever for a turbo Dodge. I'm running for over 400 horsepower. I'll burn first into fucking 5th gear. If I just dump the clutch, I could fucking pull on 3rd gear and go to 5th. But the problem with that is, the motor right now isn't even fully broken in. So I'd rather break it in first, at least put 3,000 miles on the motor and transmission. Because the transmission doesn't even have 200 miles. The fucking block, piston rings, nothing has over 500 miles. So it just is what it is. But it's only a 4-banger. 400 horsepower ain't shit nowadays. But the car, the only reason my car is fast is because it only weighs 2,700 pounds. So it weighs 2,700 pounds. You gotta think a fucking Dodge Charger is 700 horsepower barely, but it weighs almost 5,000 pounds. My car weighs 2,650, 2,750 at 400 horsepower. So that's why my car is fast. There's videos on my YouTube of it the first day I got it started up. The first day I got it running again. Because my dad just let it sit in the garage. He didn't give 2 fucks about it. And he was going to let it get taken away by the city. And I couldn't let that happen. So I got a head gasket for it. And I put the head on. And then it didn't want to run, and I had my dad help me like check the injectors, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, fuck this, and I just put some gas on the air filter, which air filter goes to the clean side of the turbo, obviously, which goes to the intake, and which it's a T3 turbo, and it's fully boarded out, everything is fully ported, and just as far as you can go, with porting and all that goes. Nonetheless, but it's just nasty. Like even in reverse, say you hit just 2,000 RPM, the turbo's spooling up and it wants to take the steering wheel out of your fucking hand because it torques you. Just 2,000 RPM, the turbo just spools up just so slightly. It's spinning. You literally have to baby it where the turbo doesn't spool up, because if you just let the turbo spool up, it'll pretty much spin the tires every single fucking time. Honestly, I probably could do pit stops and shit. They'd probably have me on tires or like gas. But doing motors that fast, Gixxer, Joe 92, yeah, I don't think I could. I don't know, because they have everything so simplified. I don't know. I would have to be around the crew for a while, and I'd have to be around them a lot and like get into the groove of how they do things. You know what I mean? Because when you work for something like a NASCAR company, right? It's all based on your performance. So if you're not performing, you're never going to be working on a NASCAR. You have to go through rigorous tests, you know what I mean? But I definitely think I could probably be able to do it, but I would have to dedicate so much of my life to doing that. Like, that would have to be nothing but my life. Would be fucking grabbing a fucking air wrench to fucking
I had a conversation
pull the
with
trigger
God
to
one time, and I
fucking...
told him that I was willing to neglect and give up anything in life for the pursuit of truth. And at that moment,
Because the bolt that holds the rim just goes straight to the hub. Instead of having individual lug nuts like a normal car. Which is a way better setup though. Uncle Rabbit, hell no. You're out your fucking gillick, bro. Alright, so RM250, right? I rebuilt the transmission on my RM250 that I had a while back. Not RM250, CR250. My bad. And it took me about to put the transmission back together, put the piston on, completely rebuild it, put the power valve back together. It took me 6 hours. 7 hours, right around there. Because shit's not as easy as you think. But if I would have done it for anyone else, that's like a fucking... If you would have went to a shop and they would have done that, that would have been a $2,000 job. Especially that fast. And it being professionally done. 100% legit.
If you watched It's a Wonderful Life, that film was very profound in its time and very hard to watch. During Christmas, the most beautiful time of year, but you don't want to drop an F-bomb in that movie because this guy wants to end his life. It's over.
Great, I have a 400 horsepower car, but can't drive. I also have an Audi. When I was 14, I had an Audi A4. My grandma was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it legal and I'm gonna drive it so I don't have to put miles on my car." And you know what car she had? A fucking Corolla. And I told her, "You're out your mind. I'm not gonna allow you to do that." And then basically, since I did that, she's like, "Well, then you're not getting your license. Fuck you and fuck you at all. Like, since I can't put miles on your fucking Audi, and I'm jealous that you have an Audi and you're 14. Fuck you. You're not getting nothing from us."
Stan, if you weren't around these people, they would never made it without you. We have to look at our lives.
If I can have any car, I'd fucking have my car legal. My fucking Daytona. There's a fucking 400 horsepower, 500 foot-pound of torque. That's the car I would want fucking out of any car. It was my car.
Was when Jimmy Stewart, that Kepler, had that camera on him. He says, God, if you're out there, please help. And those were real tears.
Well, you have a car that's 400 horsepower, 500 foot-pound of torque. It only weighs 2,700 pounds.
Understand that when you're flying over
That's gnarly.
formation, when one of those planes goes out, everybody has to remain quiet on their comms. Stewart lived with PTSD his entire life, and especially in that scene. And I'm sure that trauma played out there, but God used it in the most beautiful way.
21.
Agree with you. The point is they did something.
Then what are we supposed to do, huh? Because he's cleaning the gun with no bullets. Yeah, that's the plan.
I'm just like a little boy playing with his dick when he's nervous.
I said Dodge Daytona, not Viper.
Your soul is but a little.
Dodge Viper's a V12. I have an 87 Dodge Daytona Pacifica with a Shelby Z block. Fully ported, T3 turbo, stage 3 everything. I also have 66cc injectors and a 70 mil turbo, handmade intercooler, and a fucking $3,000 to $6,000 fucking exhaust. So 3-inch exhaust all the way through to the turbo. So yeah.
Soul is but a little.
And it'll pass emissions. That's why it's so expensive though.
Aim for
But it's
God,
still a
keep it
3-inch exhaust.
company.
And 66cc injectors. I also have an injector rail, entire rail that will run nothing but alcohol, which is like E85. I have a rail that will run E85, which is so hard to find. So I have the parts to really run past what the crank's capable of. So I have the parts to make over 600 horsepower. My crank can handle up to 650 horsepower, a little bit over 600 horsepower. The block can handle over 600 horsepower. The block can handle up to like 900 horsepower. And that's just a stock 4-banger. But the crank can handle stock up to 600, 650 horsepower. With stock internals. I don't have stock internals. I have Hypertech pistons. And, yeah. And I have the best crank that you can get, which you can get a little bit more. You can get almost close to 700 horsepower out of the crank that I have in mind. But I have a 2.2 setup instead of a 2.4 setup, because 2.2 setup, you can make more power. You make more power. Just period. Because the 2.4 is just like meant for if you have low compression, just to compensate for that with a stroke. But you can find ways to actually make it run more power than maybe the 2.2 setup. It just depends on who you talk about. Like Turbo Dodge owners always argue over it. I'm a 2.2 guy. The 2.4 just, I've never seen a 2.4, even with a good setup, run the power, even a quarter of the power I have. My dad had an Omni GLH, which would go like hell, a blue one, which is like the rarest one. And my dad sold it to his buddy, and I remember that the turbo that I have downstairs, which is the Super 60, which is 70 mil turbo, he had it on there. And just second, third, fourth, fucking just spinning, fucking catch, throw you back in the seat, and just you're fucking already hitting 100, 130, 140, like you're just fucking flying in seconds. But my Daytona is still faster than that fucking thing. With just the setup I have right now. With the T3 turbo fully hogged out and all the porting and the aftermarket injectors, aftermarket crank, aftermarket fucking valve springs, and everything. There's no way of valve flow, because the cam duration is very advanced. If it was stock, it would have valve flow. But yeah, I have aftermarket valve springs. I have pretty much everything. I have an fuel pump off of and it's an aftermarket fuel pump for a Corvette. So I'm running right around 68 psi of fuel pressure. Just, you know, nothing special. Fucking ooh. Inside of my lip hurt, my mouth hurts so bad. Twin turbo, there's no such thing as a twin turbo Le Bourbon. There are Le Bourbons though that also have T3 turbo, but if you just keep it the way it is, it'd be dog shit. Le Bourbons aren't that good. And Le Bourbons look like if you want to go fast with a turbo Dodge, either get an SRT4. You could go fast in Le Bourbon, but you're better off with a Daytona, Laser, Shadow. Shadow is nasty. Shadow, if you're really trying to go as fast as possible, get a Shadow. Because a Shadow weighs less than a Honda Civic. And makes fucking 30 times more horsepower. Just bone stock. So. Or just with small little mods done to it. Shadow's nasty. Definitely a nice little car. Yeah, Dodge Shadow has the same motor as my car or on Omni and GLH. The man that made the Mustang made my car. Carroll Shelby. Carroll Shelby, because everyone in Japan was making 4-banger turbo cars, he's like, I gotta make something that could make way more horsepower no matter what, if they're modding it, than anyone else. So then he picked out the block that's in my car. He picked out that block because it was super thick and it could handle boost. So basically all you have to do is take all the, if you have any type of turbo Dodge, take the restrictions off, give it a little bit more fuel, you'll be running over 200 horsepower, 300 horsepower. Just with that. That's it. That's all you have to do. Carroll Shelby did it on purpose. He made the Mustang. He made, I mean, and then that's why there's the Shelby Z Daytona, blah, blah, blah. But the first thing he did at Dodge was with the Lamborghini, the Le Bourbon, and then the GLH. And that's why, like, back in the day, my dad had the Le Bourbon electronics, so when he would open the door, he'd be like, door open, which was the identical electronics that were in the Lamborghini. But say I put the electronics in my car would be as fast. Because those electronics are, like, I would have to change my whole computer. It just would not be as efficient. It wouldn't run as efficient, and it wouldn't be as good. There's commercials. Just look, Jixer Joe 92. Look up Shelby Z Daytona commercials. Like stock, they really don't have horsepower. But like I said, all you have to literally, like, if say like you get a boost controller, a manual boost controller, get it to 15 pounds. Make sure it has good ass. Just get stage 2 injectors, which is probably like $100, $120 at the time. You would be well past 300 horsepower. And as long as the cat was out of the exhaust. But without the cat, because of the turbo just idling, it would actually pass emissions and pass it get inspected and everything. Like I said, I have a fucking exhaust that's worth fucking over $3,000. And yeah. Yeah, but it's a stock neon. No, neons are not hard to come by. And neon SRT4. An SRT4, so when it comes to, like, say you're talking about neon, right? Neons are fucking, there's so many neons. But if you have a real neon, which is an SRT4, right? So what people do is they had the same car as me, right? You could literally take a neon head off an SRT4, the turbo version, and it will bolt right the fuck on to the head on my car. So it'll, like, you could take the head off a neon SRT4, which the bottom end, they're different bottom ends, but then you could put it on the top end on my bottom end, and you could fucking make well over 1,000 horsepower easy. Dual override cam. The hardest part is getting the crank sensor to work right. And camshaft sensor.
Aim for size and keep him company.
But the reason people do that in the first place is because the bottom end on my car will handle. You could make way more power with the bottom end that I have. You make more power with the bottom end in my car without too much modded to it compared to a stock SRT4 bottom end. And stock SRT4 bottom end could explode. Not always, but I'm just saying it's less chance if you have the bottom, like if you do the hybrid setup. Up about 3 inches taller than chicken.
Look, let's just face it, you guys. We don't trust each other, and we don't like each other.
Up about,
We can't just
no, I'd say 1.5, 2 inches taller than chicken and you. I'm not too much taller, but I'm definitely taller than chicken.
Come on, guys, you have me confused. I think Butters was a torky little loser to his Francine's mother. My name's Beck. Big girl.
If she bad, tell her I bet I fucking bitch I ain't wanna bet.
Ooh, what in the world am I too top?
Hey guys, Adrian here, and let me show you guys my room ripped out with Amazon for less. So I got all this new stuff in all my favorite colors. Light pink, hot pink, off pink. I like to get a room while sometimes. I like a clean room, no trash.
Get that garbage out here. This room lame anyway, obviously pink. Y'all, let's go to my room. This is my desk. I rock the box and drop legendary bars. And I study too.
Girl, I've never seen you study.
Yeah, Kobo SS isn't fast at all.
When I'm studying.
You like D&D, Audrey Hepburn,
Like,
Harry
I'm-
and croquet. Can't swim, can't
Like I'm
dance,
talking
and
about
don't
a
know
Turbo Shadow or Dodge Daytona or whatever. If you buy it bone stock, yeah, it's good. It's not gonna be fast, but if you have all the restrictions off, it'll pretty much the Turbo Dodge, Omnis, Dual H, and Daytonas are known for smoking V8s back in the 80s. Because, like, the Firebird in the 80s only was making 200 horsepower. And all you got, even if you took the mods off, it wouldn't be that fast. If you took the, like, not the mods, but, like, all the emission bullshit off of a Turbo Dodge and then turn the boost up, you'd be making into 300, almost 400 horsepower. With pretty much nothing. All you need is just the fuel. And a boost controller. Stock setup, they could do 11, 12 seconds. Mine is far past that though even. My car would probably do 11 some seconds. Right around 12, 11 seconds in a quarter mile. I right around 150 mile an hour. Caravans, yeah. There's a lot, and big reason that Uncle Rabbit is there's people that want to get those Dodge 90s Caravans, and what they're doing You know why they want them? Is because the motor's identical to an SRT4. So if you take the head off of it, like I was talking about the hybrid setup, you could get the head off of a Caravan, Dodge Caravan. But what people are doing is they're putting the turbo kits that would be on a normal SRT4, because the motor's identical, onto the Caravan. And there's videos of them burning all the way to 5th gear, just fucking roasting, completely destroying, just fucking gnarly fast. Like over 500 horsepower. With really no effort. Like, just really nothing, man. Just fucking just giving it 20 pounds of boost. It's just fucking spinning every gear off, you know what I mean? And that was a big thing in like 2008, 10 to probably around 2018. A lot of people were doing that, where they were getting they would put the turbo kits off an SRT4. They would go to a junkyard, find a crashed SRT4, take the turbo and all the electronics and put it into their van. Put the head on, and just, it would instantly be that. And it would also have more compression, because a normal version wouldn't have the same compression as, you know what I mean? No, my car has T-tops, so if I crash, I'm dead. Don't have roll kids. If I want to drive my car to track, though, I wouldn't be allowed to drive my car to track, because once I would hit 11 seconds, they would tell me I needed a cage. My dad just street raced it back when he was in his 20s. And then one day he had one more kid after me, and after he had my little brother Elijah, he never drove it again. My dad basically hung up his bullshit, like, I mean, getting fucked up and just going crazy. My turbo Dodge Daytona with a T3 turbo. I also have a Super 60 70mm turbo, handmade intercooler. That's fucking just this thick, just the top of it. Hand TIG welded.
You have a lighter over here somewhere?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but yeah, it actually has the identical T-tops. Like, you can take the T-tops off of Firebird, and the T-tops on my car, they're literally identical. 87.
Jesus Christ, I look dead as fuck. Alrighty then.
Not really.
No, we'll go back upstairs and get fucked up.
You got any weed you can smoke with me?
No, I tried scavenging and I couldn't find them.
You just hate me, you're lying. Yeah, IROC, oh my god, an IROC, Firebird, Shelby Z Daytona, IROC Daytona, all have the same T-tops. Even though it's made by Dodge, the T-tops are made by the same company on all the cars. So, yeah, there's that. Corvette, yeah. My dad fucking got his car to 400 horsepower and fucking basically, after he had my, like, I remember being a little kid and being in the back seat and just being thrown back in the seat and shit. 5th injector, like, he just had it, like, balls to the wall, like. And he had the parts to get to over 500 horsepower. And once my mom got pregnant with my brother, one day he blew cylinder 5, sent the block out, and then got the block completely redone, and completely got every new piston. So right now, the motor doesn't even barely have 200 miles on it. Same with the transmission. Like, I have all the pictures still. Like, I have the pictures of each, like, section that was built. And my dad completely hand building it. But it's the same as a it's the same as a Maserati transmission. So you have to pick up the lever and push it into first gear to get in reverse. But just like I said before, once you hit just 20 grand, 2,000 RPM into 2,500, once you hit 2,500, the turbo's spooling up, and it wants to just spin a tire and fucking torque steer out of your hand. That's all it takes. Just barely tapping the gas at all. Yeah, my dad told me a story about how he was racing a Stingray. It got him by 10 car lengths, and he just kept on it, and eventually he got it around fucking 10 to 20 car lengths. And you gotta think, that's a 68 Stingray, right? Or older. That car only weighs 2,700 pounds. It weighs around 2,600 pounds, and it's 380 horsepower. So for a car that's 2,700 pounds, to beat it by 10 cars has to be, you know what I mean, at least 400 horsepower. To weigh 100 pounds more, it has to be at least fucking 400 some horsepower. My dad said the biggest thing like he had was side by side by it, but just could not beat it, was a Chevelle SS back in the day. But Firebirds, Fox body, Mustangs, he would destroy all day. But the closest cars was the that he raced was the Stingray Corvette, and the car that he just could not beat was the Chevelle SS. Which would have been the same motor as which would have been in the Corvette Stingray. Like a Z06 would destroy my car, guaranteed. Like if I would race, say I would race a Corvette Z06 right now, like a newer one, like say a 2006. Yeah, into fourth gear, into fifth gear, I would destroy it. But say it's we're racing like a quarter mile. Once we would get to right at the quarter mile mark, he would just blow past me and be fucking ages away from me. I've never heard of a 2001 Z. I heard of a 350 Z. I know what a 240 is though. My dad's buddy has a 240 that has a fucking fuel cell and everything you get to it. Unmolested, but it has every thing you could pretty much do to it without molesting it and destroying the frame and cutting shit. And back in the day, he only got it for $3,000, and he did a lot of work to it, to the motor. And he has a GT35 Garrett turbo, a real one, which is like a fucking $5,000 fucking turbo. And just at 15 pounds, it's second gear into third into fourth, just barely moving. And he's just fucking, he has the diff welded, of course, and he just fucking lets go steering wheel, and it just drifts so easy. I've never heard of 2001 though. I'm not saying you're wrong. Look, see. I just never. Yeah, I never heard of 2001. I don't think there's such. Yeah, there's no such thing, bro. You're thinking of a 350Z. No. Yeah, 240 SX. It's not 2001. It's like 90 was last year. 90, 80 something was last year's. 90, man, maybe 2001. But I'm not seeing it. That's what my buddy has. It's like a hatchback It kind of looks like almost like a Corvette, kind of almost. It has the bubble rear end, but it's still a hatch. My buddy has one, and probably is. I've seen a bunch of 240s in real life, and his is definitely the nicest. Definitely a nasty car though, no matter what. I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah, no. See, it goes in 98. 98 was last year, bro. 98 was the last year for a 240. See, my dad's buddy has this identical car. And when I say identical, I mean identical. And he has a GT35 turbo. So my dad's buddy, and he has a fucking fuel cell in the back. My dad's buddy is just fucking completely, basically everything you could do besides cutting the body up. It's done to it. So it's unmolested, but it has every mod you could do to it without fucking cutting the body up. And doing a goofy ass amber bullshit. It has none of that. Like, the rims are completely fitted perfect. That car has, I think, a fucking about $8,000 exhaust on it. Like, the exhaust on that I have in my back, with the hangers, it's about fucking, makes it almost $1,000 more, but without the hangers, the exhaust I have right there, down the back, and it's meant perfectly for my car, is right around $4 grand, $5 grand. Used, it's $3 grand. The exhaust I have for my car downstairs. So you gotta think, brand new, it'd be what, $6 grand? Right around there. Anakin, what are you doing? You're in my spot. Shady racer? I don't know. I won't be shady. You're a bitch, Anakin. Ow, my ankle, you fucking cocksucker. I'm gonna kill you. No, I'm joking, I wouldn't do that to you. Go ahead, I don't give a fuck.
Blaze wants to do what now? Well, he is the greatest of all time.
If your dad's that old, then ask your dad about, back in the 80s of the Shelby Z Daytonas and the 4-cylinders that Carroll Shelby designed. The same Carroll Shelby that made the Mustang designed the motor of my car. He designed the Omni GLH. It was 3 of them. There was 3 different people that came up with the idea that we need to find a motor to feel efficient. And of course, Carroll Shelby's like, I'm gonna need to make it fast, but fuel efficient. And for the part, and then he literally made like basically a step by step of how to make a car fucking 300 horsepower. If you know how to mod a car, just the simplest of mods will gain you 20 horsepower, 30 horsepower. Especially if you have the manual boost controller and you're actually giving it more and more fuel and more airflow and exhaust flow. It's real easy to make horsepower. So yeah, ask your dad about V8s being smoked by Omni GLHs. Or Daytona Shelby Z's. Or Daytona Pacificas. The Daytona Pacifica had way better interior and actually had a better electronics than any of, even the Shelby Z. So it was like the Shelby Z's hidden Shelby Z was the Pacifica, which is what I have. Yeah, okay, yeah. So he made the Mustang, the Shelby's, right? But Pepper, back in the 80s, when Dodge bought Lamborghini and got the deal with Motorola, like, so that's why I have the full digital dash in my car. If you go on my shorts, you'll see my car. But back in the day, the car that I have and the Omni GLHs were known for smoking Firebirds, Chevelles, fucking pretty much almost any muscle car with really no money put into the car. Just being able to get fuel into it and fucking taking all the restrictions off, you're fucking making high horsepower. And Curl Shelby did that on purpose. Which is the same Curl Shelby that made the Mustang, the Shelby Mustang, and all that. He went to Dodge back in the 80s when they bought Lamborghini. And Curl Shelby also has a part in the Diablo, the Turbo Diablo, which is the rarest Diablo Lamborghini in the world. The red one. Which is the same as the red Shelby, I mean. They're pretty rare. But my dad originally had an Omni. He had the Omni for years, and then he got the Daytona, and then once he got the Daytona, the decent horsepower, like into 300 plus, he ended up, and because the Omni just always had electrical problems, and the only way to fix it is to completely change the harness and completely change everything in the electrical wise. Yeah, we big drink it. Like, my car's been sitting for a year now. If I go outside right now, I prime if I prime the fucking fuel pump, because like I said before, I'm running 68 PSI of fuel pressure. Almost 70 PSI of fuel pressure. And it's an aftermarket Corvette fuel pump. So, like, when it's running, the fuel pump's louder than the car idling. It's like, oh, you can hear the fucking fuel pump running over the car's idle. If you want to know a car's fast, that's a dead giveaway, is if the fuel pump's louder than the car idling. I never heard about the Mini Cooper, bro. But Dodge, no, Dodge nowadays does own Fiat though, but not back then. At least that I know of. I'm not going to say that I know, but not that I know of. I've never heard of that, but yeah, what do I know? But no, yeah, no. The reason Curl Shelby picked the block in the car that I have because it was thick and he knew it could handle boost. So if he knew if he put a turbo on, it would make the car more fuel efficient, and then that would make Dodge happy because they wanted cars that were fuel efficient. But he also made it basically like a step-by-step fucking puzzle where all you have to do is just take each restriction off, and the car is fucking burning first, second, third gear, fucking smoking V8s, and like, it's just bone stock. Like, really nothing done. Like, literally just the simplest mods you could do. Just basically the air box. Get a fucking boost controller on it. Fuel pressure regulator. Adjustable one. Make it where it has more fuel. Get stage 2 injectors, which weren't that expensive. You'd be over 300 horsepower. And back then, even like old school 68 fucking muscle cars weren't even that powerful, you know what I mean? Like my dad said, a Corvette Stingray he got by 10 cars, but the car that actually blew the doors off him was a Chevelle SS with a 455 in it. But they were bumper to bumper, and it barely just got past them. And that was a 455 Chevelle SS. Which is crazy. Fact 6292, because I want to make streams of us fucking banging first, second, third gear and just fucking into fourth gear, let it grip and fucking throw us back in the seat and just fucking take the fuck off, bro. Yeah, Thomas Hartley. 455. 455. The Chevelle SS. My dad said the main, the only car that ever, got far from was a Chevelle SS with a 455 in it. And they took off. My dad got him at first. They caught up past him. Got 5 cars, and my dad got close, got to his bumper, but he just, no matter what my dad did, just pouring, just put every bit of the motor into each fucking gear, he just could not gain anything on it, but they were still pretty close. And you imagine, the car I have outside could go head to head with a 455 Chevelle SS, you know what I mean? I remember being in reverse. I hit $2,000 and I barely hit 2,500 RPMs, and I remember the fucking steering wheel wanted to take the fucking steering wheel out of my hand and fucking started spinning the tires. I was like, holy fuck. I never said a 455 is a 454. Bro, claim your tits. Never said a 455 is a 544. I mean, a 454. A 454 is completely different. It has to do with the fucking, either the crank or the block, but it's a completely different motor. The 70s, a lot of Cadillacs had 455s. I mean, 455s, right? Which are pieces of shit. So there's a lot of low compression 455s, right? I mean 455s, right? Like RVs, shit like that. They're low compression to be fuel efficient. So anything over, if you have a 455, right? That's over 71, over 72, 73, is garbage because of the fuel crisis, and that means it's low compression piece of fucking shit. Garbage. But if it's a 68 below, that's a motor that's fucking pulling over fucking 300 some horsepower, almost 400 horsepower, just fucking on its own. .396, dude, 396 400 Hartley is also a disgusting ass motor. Honestly, you gotta think, my car is turbo. Those, and it's a 4-cylinder, pushing the very limits, for the time period, my car is very, very cool. But, pretty much, any if you had an S-Cat, my car would be, right there with you, but I'd rather have a rear-wheel drive car. My car is nothing special, you know what I mean? My car is not that fast compared to newer cars, you know what I mean? Yeah, back in the early 90s, fucking 2001, 2003, you know what I mean? When, 2004, I was a little boy, my dad was fucking pulling 400 plus horsepower, I was a little boy, you know what I mean? So there's a lot, you know what I mean? But there's definitely lots of cars that would just annihilate my car off the fucking planet, you know what I mean? My car isn't shit. But my car is a fun 4-cylinder. And for the time, my car was fucking legendary around Pennsylvania. Around here in Pennsylvania, my car was known. My dad was known, but like almost like no one knew, you know what I mean? And it's pretty cool. Besides for the fender. The fender that was on the side of the car, which is pretty cool. But yeah, my car's not shit. Like, so it had an LS. If they had a stock LS, yeah, I could get them. Or even a decent modern one, I might get them off the jump. But that might be like 2-3 seconds, I got them. But no matter what, eventually they'll pass me. They'll fucking blow the doors off me, I mean. But I have the parts to get 500 plus horsepower. After that, though, I would have to fucking save up like 10 grand to get a fucking sequential transmission and actually get a different transmission built so I could actually hit higher speeds and get 6 gears out of it. I mean, with sequential. So, which a sequential transmission is basically the same as a dirt bike. So you have first, or you have all the way forward is neutral, then first, second, third, fourth, fifth, fifth, sixth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Instead of going first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or you have up, neutral, back, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. That's a European transmission. But like I said, a lot of parts on my car are actually made by Maserati. Some are made by GM. Like my car is like Carroll Shelby. I don't like. He was doing a lot of weird shit at Dodge when he was there. There is actually a Hero. If you know what a Hero car is, so there's a Hero car version of my car and the LeBourbon, but it was for under the Ferrari badge, and it had the identical rims that I have for my car. It had the identical interior, but the only difference is it was red. And because I was part of the Turbo Dodge group, and then like someone posted the magazine article of the Hero car, and I was like, holy shit, that's so cool. But that makes so much sense, because there's a commercial where it's like, oh, this and that, and the girl's like all over the dude's shoulder, and then the Lamborghini goes past, and he's like, oh, it's a poor man's Lamborghini, but performs almost just the same. And it was just like a really cool commercial. So they called it a poor man's Lamborghini, even though they literally were going to label it under Lamborghini. Kind of like Porsche did with the, 913 or whatever it was. You could still get one for like probably like 5 grand, 6 grand. It's pretty popular. Oh, not popular car, but out of all the Porsches, it's not that expensive. A lot of people like to drift them and shit. Yeah, Thomas Harley, yeah. 426, yeah, that's completely different in mine, but yeah. So like I said, mine's the same as the GLH Omni. The GLH Omni weighs it only weighs 150 pounds less than my car. Because my car weighs 2,600 pounds, 27. A Honda Civic weighs 2,500 pounds, and an Omni weighs, I think it's 2,650 hatchback. But my car is completely, like I said, it's as good as it's ever gonna get. My dad set it up where it's set up to run 4 amps and 2 batteries. So the alternator can run a battery in the front and a battery in the back to run 4 to 6 amps. And he has about $1,000 worth of speakers in the doors. And they're actually perfect still somehow, which is awesome. All I have to do is just get it legal. and then we're fucking good, guys. And then we could stream driving and fucking racing people and just getting it more and more powerful. Eventually, we'd have to save up and get a crank, though. Because if we got an aftermarket crank, we could hit fucking over 700 horsepower. The transmission and crank is the main thing we have to get past 600 horsepower. But we can hit 600 horsepower without a delay. Yeah, he's the one that built the car. He was the one back in 99, 2000, like before I was born, he was racing Stingray Corvettes, smoking them. Smoking fucking Fox body Mustangs. Like you said, the only thing that really got the Daytona back in the day that he raced was a Chevelle SS. A real 68 Chevelle SS that was a 455. And at first it got him by, like, they were side by side and he just stayed bumper to bumper, but no matter how much he fucking kept shifting, and once they both hit top speed, it just stayed like about like 2 feet ahead of it, the front end. But my Daytona that I have outside is sitting there side by side with a 455, bumper to bumper almost, top speed, blasting as fast as they both could go. And the Stingray with the identical motor, which is lighter, which obviously is because of transmissions, got the Daytona by 10 cars, and then the Daytona got it by another 10 cars, and in over a quarter mile or mile, it could not pass. It couldn't even get a car. After getting 10 cars on the jump, it got blown away by like almost 20 cars. I remember being in races with my dad as a kid. Like, I'd be in the car and we would race someone. And I just remember like just being blown back in the seat and just like the receivers had like Leon lights, so like the back end was purple, it'd be nighttime, and I was probably 3 years old, still in pull-ups. Like, I remember the night the cylinder 3 went on it. We were going down the highway, it was me and my mom and my dad. We were going down the highway, we were hitting 120, 130, 140, and my dad's just sitting there calm as a cucumber, and we were just rolling so smooth. Like, I just remember being so happy because I just wanted to go faster and faster as a kid, and I just loved going fast, and it was just the greatest feeling on the planet. And with the music blasting, and all he would listen to is like Deftones like this right here, blasting so loud, like, but it sounded so good, like it wasn't distorted. Like, my dad knew exactly actually how to adjust stereos perfect, like to the point where it wouldn't like sound like fucked up being loud, you know what I mean? It just sounded perfect. Makes me miss being a kid. Well, that's why this car is mine, because I saved it from fucking being taken by the city and being in a junkyard. So my dad had a car sitting there that's a 400 horsepower car and was gonna literally just go to the junkyard. Or get fucking bought by a cop. I didn't let that happen. I fucking got it running, and fucking now it runs perfect. All I literally have to do is just get it legal. A 400 horsepower car. And that's why my dad's pissed. My dad doesn't like that, of course. He still thinks it's his car. But he gave it to me when I was 15, 16. Because he wasn't doing nothing with it. So it's like, just give it to me and I'll fucking fix it. And then right before, like, he's like, when it was about to be taken away, like, he did, like, literally, I had 1 day to spare when I got the head gasket for it. It put the head back, like, and then I had 1 more day to prep the head and get the cylinders and everything perfect.
Video is entertainment for you.
I just let it idle overnight, right? No, definitely not 600 horsepower wheels. No, not 600 horsepower. Probably 400, 380, 480 foot-pound of torque. It's definitely right around 480. It's right around 400 something, 500 foot-pound of torque. It has more torque than anything, but it's definitely high in the horsepower as well. If I dumped the clutch, I could be in 2nd gear, dump the clutch, be in 3rd gear, roasting it, almost want to take the steering wheel out of my hand, into 4th gear, into 5th gear, and it would just still roast. What Pirelli's on? Street Pirelli's. If you know what that is, never mind. Yeah, DeLorean, he definitely did make the GTO. Hardly, you're definitely not wrong. I don't know what your reason was about commenting that, but yeah, I knew that already. But yeah, it's pretty cool though, isn't it? It's crazy to think that like DeLorean made the GTO. No, the thinking behind that was they wanted like the company was trying to find a way to make cheaper cars because their cars were so big. So then DeLorean was like, oh, why don't we put our biggest motor in the smallest car we have, and young kids will like it. And then they're like, oh, we don't know, but they were desperate, so they let DeLorean do it, and then it became a hit, and that's how the GTO was created, which is very awesome. Probably the best. It was the first muscle car ever made, so here's that. That and what, the Thunderbird or whatever, and 55 Chevy, but those weren't really considered muscle cars until later on. But nowadays they are considered that. But you know what I mean. If you know, you know. I ain't your motherfucking kid, so does everybody else. Nobody wants to hear about them. Do your fucking self and all these stupid fucking people having all these goddamn kids. They should all be spayed neutered like their motherfucking pets. Because I hate your kids. I really do. Yes, I hate your kids. And fuck you too. Yeah, see, my car will do probably 130 in like 12 to 11 seconds. I'd say 12 seconds. My car will do around 120, 130 in 12 and a half seconds. Maybe 11. I have the parts, but I have the parts to get my car to be almost a 10-second car. So, but my car is nothing special, like I said. There is cars that are way faster, like, there's cars right now that will fucking blow my car off the map. But, like, Volkswagen Golfs, stock WRXs, or a lot of WRXs, I'll blow the fucking doors off them fucking things, you know what I mean? There's a lot of shit that I'll blow the doors off of. A good bit of, like, older shit I can blow the doors off of. But there's also some fucking older shit that fucking is just carbureted that can fucking pop wheelies almost, you know what I mean? Because they're tuned so well. So it's just really, it just depends. You could have a 350 be fucking, you could have 1,000 of the same motor and then have one be faster than all of them. That's kind of how my motor is in my car, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was a flop. Ireland was had a civil war at the time. Yep. And but DMC fucking he just wanted to spend too much money all the time. Like, he would just spend money on himself, spending money on himself instead of the business and trying to perfect the business. So yeah, he's a piece of shit though, so I don't give a fuck about him. Fuck that dude. It sucks he died, but move, kitty. Shut up. I wish I could cook, but it would be a waste of my money. No, wouldn't it? My fucking foot hurts so bad.
Aren't you forgetting something? Hand me your gun, Sheriff. Now, Mr. Rango.
It was kind of nice to have the ball in my court and
I think they'll be okay.
Now, where are my... Oh!
But yeah, having a 380 horsepower car, fucking almost 500 foot-pound of torque. Like I said, you just hit fucking $2,000. If you just give it just a little bit too much, it'll hit 2,500 RPM. The turbo spools, and it's fucking trying to it's torque steering, trying to take the steering wheel out of your hand. That's all it literally takes. That's how powerful it is. But that's why I love it. And the amount my dad spent almost 8 years just on the interior in the car, and the digital dash and everything, to do everything in the car. I have a spare digital dash, but I don't think it'll work. I'd kill over my car.
Don't know what the fuck they folk. Tell them bitches, but you know the devil can't. Fucking overdose. Darkness taking over all the souls of looking terror on the faces of the bitches. Put the shit up for me.
Quarter mile? Yeah, my car's fast. To crank, will you race the Omni once you get a crank? Omni has an identical motor to mine, and the weight's not much different, but electronical wise and other reason why my car would be faster most likely. You gotta think, my dad spent 20 years on that car, putting his entire life into it. And and he sold the Omni only for $2,000 because he just didn't care for it. It weighed about the same as a Daytona, maybe about, it weighed 2,500 pounds, 2,400 pounds, so it weighs 100 pounds less than a Civic. You gotta think, the Daytona only weighs 200 pounds more than the Civic. It's really not really much difference, man. You gotta think, that's why there's videos of Daytonas, my identical car, and then fucking 900 horsepower fucking Hellcats being smoked in a quarter mile. Because you gotta think, Challenger weighs fucking like 5,000 pounds, and my car weighs 2,700 pounds, and it's at 400, almost fucking 500 foot-pound of torque. I mean, compared to whatever bullshit. I mean, that's what makes it really so separated. I mean, quarter mile, yeah, but anything past a quarter mile, I'm getting smoked. My car is just fast as 0 to 120, 130. My car is ballistic to 0 to 130. You know what I mean? I'll smoke a lot of shit to 0 to 130. And especially my gearing being super short, and me getting there even faster, I'll smoke a lot more shit even just because of the gearing.
I'm a 44 to your door, now you go, knife, cut you straight, cut the fuck you phone, head full of pills, don't know what the fuck they for, tell them.
A real Super B, bro, would probably smoke my car.
But you know the devil.
Well, it'd probably be it'd be like right around the same horsepower, like it'd be right around the same speed, like, and top speed would be like top speed would be right around 130. 128 to 130, so top speed would be the same, but you gotta think that car would weigh like 4,000 pounds. So I'd get the speed way faster, but it'd still be a nasty car, you know what I mean? Because it'd have the same amount of power as my car, but weigh a shit ton. But who the fuck wouldn't want to drive a Super B? Fucking, old school, especially like a 68 Super B. Oh my god, that'd be so fun. You know what I mean? Like, off rip, it probably won't get, like, but towards, like, say, like, getting into top speed faster and faster, I feel like you'd be better off. Well, I don't know. It's just really hard to tell, man. Yeah. Exactly, the 4.4 Hemi. Just like a 68 Daytona, Charger Daytona.
Cut you straight, cut the fuck you phone, head full of pills, don't know what the.
You can hit 200 mile an hour in one, but a Super B isn't. You know what I mean? That's the amount of money it is for one of those. No person. I mean, what you have $2 million. I mean, more than $2 million, you have like fucking $10 million in your bank account. Like, I remember when Joe Dirt, the reason it was because if Joe Dirt didn't come out, or like, get down, kitty. You know, we're making good ass chicken wings. I keep seasoning with hot sauce. That one was literally just pulling off the bone. We put it on an air fryer for 3 more minutes, even though it's already done. We just completely soaked it in hot sauce. I fucking love chicken wings. I do, at least. I think you guys like the chicken wings too. If you had the right build, you probably could. My car's not really set up. Like I said, I have the parts that make my car insane right now, but I want to just get my car legal and just roll around with my 300 some fucking 400 foot-pound of torque, some, you know what I mean, horsepower, and just drive my car. That's all I want to do. I just want to get my car legal right now. Like, bro, I'm not really trying to race no one. Like I said, my car is fast, but it's nothing special, bro. Like, think about it. 380 horsepower, fucking 450 foot-pound of torque isn't shit nowadays. But I have the parts to get my car fucking almost to 500 plus horsepower, 600 foot-pound of torque. But at the same time, I don't really want to do all that. Yeah, right now, I just want to get my car legal and be able to drive. You know what I mean? But like I said, even if I did all the mods, there could be a dude with fucking Mustang Coyote, because that's 500 horsepower, almost 6, and I could, and especially if they have just a few mods, they could annihilate my car. But my gearing setup, few seconds, I could probably get them, but other than that, then they eventually just blow past me. Once we would hit 100, I'd be blown away. But yeah, my car is not that special, you know. Compared to cars, how, you know what I mean, cars are nowadays. I mean, like, my car ain't shit, you know what I mean. Exactly, Gus. My car's a sleeper car. You wouldn't expect it. That's why I like my car. Gus, you got it exactly right. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and pretend my car's the fastest. Oh my god. Like, I'm not like that, bro. Like, because it's not true. There's lots of shit that could fuck my car up. But compared to like a stock Subaru, or even a Subaru with just like some mods, or a lot of cars around, or like, there's a lot of cars that, like, yeah, I would fucking blow the fucking doors off of. You know what I mean? And like you said, sleeper. You wouldn't have guessed it. I mean, you look at it, the paint's kind of fucked up on it a little bit, but it does have the pop-up light, so you might think, like, maybe. And you might want to race it. thinking, oh, it's older, it's a piece of shit, and then get destroyed. You know what I mean? Because you gotta think 300 horsepower and a 400 foot-pound of torque. But like I said, I have the parts to get the 500 horsepower more. I just have to buy other parts and get money. I want to get my car legal and then get the parts to, and I have to fab up mounts for my intercooler, because the intercooler is literally, like I said, like it's like from, like, say this cabinet right here, right? It's like from here, it's literally thicker than this, so it's like this much wider all the way to like here. And it's about like, very like this is literally this thick in between. Like, it's gnarly. And it was pressure checked a long time ago, but the last time it was pressure checked, it was at 260 pounds, and it sat there overnight with that amount of pressure without leaking 1 psi. So my intercooler is nasty. But right now, I actually have, like I was saying earlier, my dad took me to the junkyard and there was a burnt up Supra, and he took the intercooler off of it because the intercooler was just fine, and he put it on my Daytona. So I have a Mark 3 intercooler off a Supra on my car. It's kind of cool. It works. It works. Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna put it on roast for 1 minute, and then the wings are gonna be done. Ow! I have more than 9 beers, bro. Way more. I think I've had 16, 18, 19. I'm probably got close to 20. Right, again? I'm drunk. What are you doing? You know I love you. Oh my goodness, him again. Do not scratch me. Stop that. Alright, fine. Get the fuck off me. Fuck you, little fucker cat. You're an asshole, kitty. I'll show you guys the wings. Yeah, I'm about to go to bed too. These chicken wings are gonna be really good. I'll show you guys. Wait till you guys see these chicken wings. No, I give the cat likes the bones. I'm not gonna give him a wing, but he likes the bones. Maybe I'll give him one because I love him. Maybe we'll give him one. They're hot wings, so. I think I'm gonna count to 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30. Yeah, bro. I told you guys I know how to cook. You guys think I'm retarded. Like, I don't know why you guys always think I'm, like, dumb or something. I mean, I do act retarded. I mean, I do that on purpose, but... sometimes it does get annoying because then people actually do think I'm retarded. But it is what it is. But yeah. I know what I'm doing, man. This shit falls off the bone. But it's really hot right now. Really good. Honestly, I think this one probably didn't need to cook as long. Yeah, I'll let the cat have that bone. Fuck it, because it fell on the ground. You got it already, kitty? Here, put that in your bowl. There you go. Well, you have that, kitty. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah. Hell yeah, Thomas Harley. It just rips right off the bone. I love it though, bro. It's really good. I definitely made these ones really fucking good. Like right there, that bite was just really juicy. Like there's a lot of moisture into it. Like it wasn't dry at all. But yet still a hotness from the hot sauce. From the countless roast and air fries on and off. I got it perfect. Well, yeah, it definitely does melt right off the bone, bro. Like, you seen that, right? I barely even put my teeth in it and just, like, came right off the bone. But just how I am, bro, I'd still try to eat the cartilage because I'm just a beast like that. No, I'm just joking. Not about eating the cartilage, but... Kitty. Here, have a bone. There you go. I know you like bones. There, leave me alone. Alright, peace, bro. Here, I'm gonna give you a little bit more, Kitty, because I love you. Oh, I'm sorry, Kitty. Yeah. Yeah, we're making good chicken wings. One more piece of chicken. Alright, yeah, you're not getting no more kitty. I gotta wipe my face off now. Fucking hot, man. Chicken wings were good though. Yeah, they were delicious. I can't lie, them look fucking awesome. You guys wish you had some of them, didn't you? Yeah. Fucking awesome. I won't eat food that's disgusting. I'll never eat food that's gross. Because, like, that's like the ultimate laziness. If you can't even put effort into what you make and put passion into fucking the food that you're making, you're a fucking piece of shit. Unless you're like blacked out drunk. Yeah. I've been there. Of course. And I also just wanted to hurry up and make something. Yeah. But if I'm like actually sitting there gonna make something, like when I made those chicken wings, I knew exactly what the fuck I was doing, you know what I mean? So like I coated the chicken wings once like they got pretty close to being like when they were like halfway cooked, and then I seasoned it with the chicken wings, and then I waited another 5 minutes, then put more, seasoned them more, and then I made them perfect. I mean, we're at the point where I could literally just grab it and just rip it right off the bone. Like I could literally, but the reason I couldn't just grab them perfectly and do it is because it was too hot. Like I was burning myself. That's why I was trying to use an enactment to try to yank them. They were really good. But I'm no master chef. I'm not the best chef in the world, so I just had to always cook for myself my entire life. So I just like, it's hard for me to believe that people don't know how to cook. It's hard for me to believe. Like it's just like really is honestly hard for me to believe. Like I just don't understand that, especially women. Oh, I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing really good. It's fucking. I'm trying to find my lighter. Go ahead. But I love you guys. Someone donate now! Not joking. I love you, Anakin. My cat literally runs around chasing its tail and literally loves bones. Like if I'm eating chicken wings, like he'll literally knock the trash can over just to get the bones out. Like he just loves bones. Kind of sketches me out, but he loves them, so. But sometimes I'm nice because I don't want to sit there and just like I was already trying to pick a lot of the most of the meat off. But towards the end, I just got sick of it, so I also wanted to make sure there was just a tad bit of meat for him. It would make it worthwhile for him anyways, because he's a grown kitty. You're just a grown little kitty. You know I'm the nicest person to you in the world. Who else is giving me bones, little douchebag? Oh, you're just mashing on the motherfucking bones. Holy shit. I love you, Anakin. You're the best. Holy shit. Thanks, bro. Yeah, we're gonna go to cricket tomorrow. We have a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money, but we have money to survive. Like, we should have like $260. But knowing my dad and how, you know, like my TTS being hooked up to my car, this is why I don't like people doing TTS. I should have $180. I don't know. 280. I mean, 260, 50. It's hard to say. Fart. Oh, damn. That's gross. No. I have an S21 right now. All I have to do is just get a good carrier so we can do IRL. And I have more than enough money to get a good plan from Cricket and get an Uber there and back, an Uber there and here. I have more than enough money. Yeah, it was a weak ass one. Damn, my foot's swollen again. My foot's swollen again. Yeah, I've already had cricket before. I've never had a problem with cricket. I've only had a problem with T-Mobile. And yeah, and Verizon. Anytime I had Verizon before, but then they'll just like add on fees out of nowhere, and then if you don't pay them, then you're just fucked. Because Comcast and Verizon were in cahoots for a long time. It was like the same shit. Like, if you had Comcast cable, it would always go up. Like, you could almost be paying like a $200-some. Like, my parents and us used to pay almost $200. Sometimes, like, the biggest, like, bill we had was like $180 for cable. But we also had every channel and everything, but still, it was like just crazy. But yeah, I like my dad had cricket for a while, and I've also had cricket, and it never lagged ever. So I know if I have a good ass data plan, especially for streaming, we'll have no fucking problem. We'll have zero problem. Besides me walking, because like my fucking foot right now is swollen. I can feel like liquid dripping down my fucking foot. Like it's swollen like a balloon. I don't know what the fuck I fucked up in my foot, man. Like, my ankle, like, it's so fucked up. Like, I am just, like, not getting it. Like, I just wish it would just heal up. And I wouldn't have to deal with it no more. Like, it's just fucking irritating as fuck. common sense exactly. I've had problems with T-Mobile. I guess Cricket owns AT&T, but I've also had problems with AT&T for some reason, but not Cricket. But that was before, I guess, Cricket owned AT&T. But I know Verizon and Cricket, I've never had a problem. But with Verizon, like, they'll just add fees out of nowhere, and it's just so bad. But Cricket, it's just as good, same amount of, like, just as fast too, but no lagging, and it's just perfect for like probably like $20-$30 less for the price. You know what I mean? So yeah. Around where I live here in Pennsylvania, Cricket works phenomenal. T-Mobile or any anything with mobile in it is garbage. There's another one. LG was big with it. Virgin, whatever, that shit's trash. Metro, whatever, from Walmart is the biggest trash. Boost. Yeah, Boost is trash as well. Well, it's not trash. Boost isn't complete trash. Boost at least doesn't lag around normal fucking places. But I would rather have Cricket than Boost. Because I've had Boost before. The Boost isn't bad though. But yeah, I don't really care for it. But it's not as bad as, say, T-Mobile. Boost is nowhere near as bad as T-Mobile. T-Mobile, bro, is the worst fucking carrier in the world. Boost, like, at least I wouldn't lag everywhere, but I'm just trying to get the biggest long-term amount of data I can streaming, you know what I mean? But we have more than enough money to just go to the town over, so we need to go to bed now. So I need to smoke this cigarette and go to sleep. Because if we don't go to bed, then how the fuck are we going to go over to... Fuck. We need to get up, like, now. I live in a different time than you guys. I know. But it closes at 7, so we at least... I have money to get an Uber, so, I mean, we have to sleep, dude. Like, I have to sleep. It's already 6, bro. Like, what? I'll probably get up at least fucking 4 or 5. Hopefully not, like, I have to get up before 6. Yeah, I can't, like, my leg's still so fucked up, I can't fucking take my sock off with my other foot, Jesus Christ. But, alright. Like, everything will be good. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I don't know who you are. My house hasn't changed since fucking like 2008. My house hasn't moved like at all since 2008. I remember watching iCarly, like, I know. I miss that shit so much. But my fucking foot's so swollen. Fuck, I ain't not being able to move my. I have not been able to have any control over my ankle. Like, I can't shift gears. Like, and shifting gears is like one of the most, like, gives me an edge on most people. And my balance and a lot of other reasons I have a fucking advantage on even people that are like fuck, dude. And without being able to shift, like, I'm just fucked. Delete my channel. I think you're out your fucking mind, bro. I mean, you're just salty because you're not a streamer, bro. And you got the balls to stream. Yeah, common sense, like you said. Your name even says it, bro. Common sense, like, bro, like. I'm debating going to the hospital or not because of my leg, bro. My foot, like. Maybe my ankle's dislocated or, like, something like that. Maybe it's dislocated or there has to be something up because I can't. I have my feeling back, but I can't move. I can. There's something up with my ankle, like it's like my ankle's locked, and my position, like I can put my heel on something and then roll it back, but it's like I don't know. Yeah, facts, dude. See, for me, like I was even talking about my car. My car's like. There's so many cars that are way faster than my car, like LS, GTO, like, you could just have a few mods and fucking be just fast as mine. Well, the gear ratio of mine, I would get a lot of cars off rip, but, like, actually just being fast-wise, there's a lot of cars that are faster than mine. Technically, that Audi A4 that I had, it was actually mint. But I don't even want to talk about it because I'll start getting pissed off about my Audi. But yeah, definitely a good fucking username, bro. But like you said, yeah, I don't know anyone really that even uses common sense anymore. People refuse to be wrong or, like, you know what I mean, be down. I mean, like, say if it was someone else, they'd be like, and they had a car like mine that's like 300 some horsepower or whatever. It's never truly dynoed, but it'll fucking, if you dump the clutch, it'll fucking just burn all the way to 5th gear. So that's, and it'll fucking, it's beating a Stingray fucking Corvette. So that's where I get the numbers from. It would have to be right over 380 horsepower. nonetheless. But compared to S-Cat or fucking like a Challenger, there's a lot like, or there's a lot of cars that would just blow my car the fucking doors off my car. Z06 Corvette, Pontiac G8 GTO, which is my dream car, is a G8 GTO. I know eventually there's gonna be assholes on TikTok and fucking everything else that's gonna point everyone in the directions of the GTO and the G8, the newer ones, and fucking ruin it, where it's gonna become a $100,000 car. But just a year ago, last year, you could find, they were on Craigslist for $12,000. Like, mint. Like, fucking completely mint. And it has the same motor as a Z06 Corvette. So it's 400 horsepower with a 6-speed fucking manual. It's a nasty ass fucking car. And it's like 200 pounds lighter. The body's actually made in Australia. In Australia, there's like it's under a different name, but they never it says like a different logo, but it's the identical car, and they didn't stop making them, I think, until 2012. Yeah. See, I'm wrong. Like I said, I'm wrong all the time. Like I said, there's so many. Like I said, if you have like a modern 400 V8, your car would be like off rip. No, but say we're going down a highway, going as fast as we can go. Most cars would be faster than mine. That's just the truth. My car's just good to first, like, going from like 60 to 130 in less than fucking, you know what I mean, 10 seconds. Not less than 10 seconds, but right around 10, 11 seconds. It's a dangerous car, bro. It has T-tops. So, like, say, like, I'm in third gear, it grips, and then I fucking shift to fourth, and then the turbo starts blowing up. Maybe it fucking loses traction. It could fucking get torque steer and fucking shove me right into a barrier and fucking lift the car up off the ground, fucking roll me, and it's fucking, you know what I mean, it's got T-tops, so it just caved right in the fucking, and fucking basically kill me pretty much instantly. I'd be fucking dead. That's, the car kind of scared me with that. I want to take the back seats out and get a roll cage in it, because it's about that fast where, like, it's really a two-seater anyways. Like, the back seats are really just, like, the only people I could ever sit in the back seats would probably be, like, a girl. You know, like a woman, like, but it could be a bigger, like, it could not be a bigger, like, woman. You know what I mean? It'd have to be a smaller woman. But the back seats is, like, when I was a kid, I was in it, but what? This air conditioner feels so good. My ankle's so fucked up though. I might have to go to the hospital. Yeah, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm just scared about my feet, bro. Like, my shifter foot's fucked, dude. Like, it's stressing me out. Well, I'm getting off. I'm going to bed.